What is up, everybody? We're going to do a quick morning workout. This will probably be around 10 minutes, maybe run into 15. But you're welcome to work out along with me. Feel free to increase the intensity or the amounts that you want to do to make it however long you want or however intense you want. Everything I'm doing is kind of catered around MMA, but it's not limited to people who do MMA. You can feel free to do this if you just want a different workout. But we're gonna get started. The first part, called in and outs. We're gonna have our hands flat on the floor like this. For the beginning, for balance, if you like, over time when you gain more balance and muscle strength, you can do this with your arms out like this. But we're gonna lift our feet up. We're gonna try to keep our knees together. We're bringing our knees to our chest as if we're doing a push kick. And we're going straight out. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And then we're going to stay right down here and we're going to go straight into bicycles. I love doing bicycles. I probably do them in just about every single workout. Same type of idea. Our hands can be here for balance, or if over time you want to, you can have your hands straight up. We're going to be thinking like a push kick though on the bicycle. Bringing our knees or our thighs as close as we can to our chest. We're keeping our heel as the driving force, so our feet are flat when they're coming out. They're not pointed with our toes. We're going to do 25 of them going forward. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. All right. Now we're going to stand up. We're going to mess with our arms a little bit. I'm not sure what to call these. Guess kind of just like shoulder rotations maybe. But we're going to have our palms straight out. And we're going to go in small little circles forward. I don't really count these. Like I don't do a number out loud. I kind of just do them and do them for a feel. Some days I do them longer than others. It's all just kind of how I want to do it. And that's kind of the freedom of these workouts. And why I like doing things like this. It's like, as long as you don't cheat yourself, don't make it too short, or don't make it intense enough to where you're not getting any benefit from it. But you have the freedom to do anything you want, or to try anything you want. It can be really discouraging doing a whole bunch of different things that you can't do, or you fail at. So if you do six sets of something you know you can do, and then throw in one new thing you've never done, it's not as discouraging of a workout if you don't do as well on that one set. All right, we're going to keep doing the same thing. Don't drop your arms. Don't drop your arms. We're going to go backwards though now. It's just reverse circles instead of forward. Our palms are facing out and they're straight up. Should have a little bit of a burn going on in your shoulders right now. Nothing too crazy. And as you can see, I like walking around while I do this. I'm just someone that doesn't like to stand still a whole lot. Cutting my head off in the video, sorry. But you'll see a lot of people just standing completely still. Feel free to do whatever you want. You could really even do some squats with this if you want to get crazy. All right, I feel good on that. Let's drop it down. If your arms are really burning, something I do a lot to kind of help with all that is I just sort of hug myself. I swing my arms like I'm hugging myself, and then I really reach back maybe like like I'm trying to fly or something, or I'm skydiving and the wind's pulling my arms back, I do the right arm on top, and then I switch to do the left arm on top. It kind of just becomes a natural motion, but it seems to get the blood flowing in those shoulders, helps with that acid building up or whatever it is that makes them feel like they're burning or sore. All right, so here we're going to jump into everybody's favorite. We're going to do some push-ups. These can be challenging, but the biggest advice I can give to you at the beginning is don't cheat yourself. Don't do a push-up where you're just barely going down at all. I'm not saying every push-up is going to be perfect, but try to make it where your chest is getting within about a fist's length of the ground. Like if someone had their fist on the ground here and you did your push-up, try to make it where your chest would be hitting that. And there's different ways to do it, different ways to build it. For this one, I'm going to do my arms out for 10, and then I'm going to bring them in for 10. That way you can see the difference. So with them out wide for 10, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I'm going to bring them in. When I'm in, my arms are pretty much going directly under my shoulder, and I feel like this works the bicep more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, really I like to do my push-ups in sets of 25, but I don't feel like that's something everyone can do. But if you build over, man, if you can only do 5, but be honest with yourself and do 5 good ones. Don't try to do 20 and make them trash. It's better to do 5 good ones and come back the next time and do 6 to 8 good ones, and you'll build quickly, I promise. All right, so from here, we're going to get into some footwork. We'll keep it simple. We're going to go down and back in the mats. In our southpaw stance is how we're going to start out today. If you don't know any striking, just move your feet. I'm just going to get going and I'll talk about it as I go. So what I'm doing, I'm keeping one foot in front of the other. I'm not crossing my feet. So my back foot is never coming in front of my front foot as if I was like walking down the street. And the reason for that is in fighting, when my feet are parallel, I'm susceptible for a takedown. It also has to do with like the delivery of power when striking, but we're not going to think a lot about that right now. Also, when I'm taking these steps, I don't want to make a bunch of space between the bottom of my feet and the ground. I'm going to turn around on this one, that way y'all can kind of see me from the front. But on the ground here, I want very little space. I don't quite want to slide because that traction is a resistance, but I want like just enough for like a piece of paper to be there. Because all that space is, in the long term when you're fighting, that space is time. The longer my foot is off the ground, the longer time it is before I can throw a powerful strike, or before I have my balance to where I can move quickly. So I want to stay close to the ground and level with the ground and balance on the ground at all times. Now you can see I'm moving a little diagonal for the sake of the video, hoping that y'all can kind of get more of a visual. But when I'm doing these, I want to work all different movements. I don't want to just work forward and back, especially once I've done the video a couple times. Because in fighting, no one's ever just standing there going forward and back. Like, we're not fencing. People are constantly moving in circles. Left and right is a common thing. Your opponent will do a whole lot of movement, but if you can just understand the simple thing of standing in front of them, it's usually just 1 to 2 steps to the left or the right to keep someone in front of you. But we also want to work on if we needed to circle our opponent and the chaos is striking, like we'll get in, we'll close this range, and it feels like you have to do something. Like it feels like you need to move. So instead of keep going in, which is something that we all do a lot, and then we're too close to strike, or going 1-2 and getting out and losing the advantage of the moment, we come in, land our strikes, and we're going to keep striking as we circle them. And typically, as you're going around someone to their left or their right, they're going to turn with you to try to block their strikes. Like, not many people are just going to stand there and absorb the strikes a bunch. It can happen, but typically they're going to turn to try to defend or something if they're not running. But we make a couple circles around them. We're never crossing our feet. We're not worrying about like making a huge transition of space all in one step. It seems like that makes it way more complicated. But once we've done a circle or two in that manner, we'll want to, well, let's work a circle in the opposite direction too, because that really changes that lead foot and which foot is creating the motion. Like I'm pushing off my back foot when I do these circles. The lead foot's more like a brake. But all right, now we've done a circle in both directions. We want to kind of circle and then change back. This is probably the most common thing. If you think about like your opponent's in a corner or you have them on the ropes, you come straight on, you go to the side a little bit, and then you want to keep moving. And I say you want to, not as advice, but more as like an instinct. You will want to move your feet. Your adrenaline and all the rush will make you want to go to different spots. When you can, if you're calm and composed, and you'll see high-level boxers do it. They have their opponent on the ropes. If that opponent isn't going anywhere, if they're not moving left to right and they're leaning back on the ropes, that calm, talented boxer is just standing in front of them, teeing off. But when we do want to move, we had a little bit of where we're switching to both. Sorry, I switched my stances there. Let's stay in southpaw today. For anyone new, that southpaw stance is your right foot forward and your back foot in the left. And in our stances throughout all of this, I'm trying to keep my toes pointed forward as if they were facing my opponent. That keeps my hips square. My hips square keeps my range really long, where I can reach really far. And it lets me be powerful with my strikes when I choose to be, because I can rotate my hips into the strike. All right, let's see. We're at 13 minutes. You can see there at the end how I kind of like turned on my shadow boxing or footwork. We're gonna go ahead and call that a workout today. I like to keep these short. I want to keep people interested. So this is like a little 10-minute warm-up workout. Start your day. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Hope y'all enjoyed it.